हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो? मेरे इस YouTube चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
We'll see this topic aesthetic considerations in design. This is slightly theoretical topic, but nowadays this is very important to understand what are the aesthetic design and the aesthetic considerations and the ergonomic considerations in design. I have already told you that when you are talking about design, there are four things that you have to take care of. One is the decision. So at every step you have to take decision, and that decision has to be taken such that the entire product that will be manufactured properly. The second thing that you have to take care in the design is the design itself. Design in the sense it is finding the dimensions or finding the values of the components. The third thing is aesthetic consideration, and the fourth thing is ergonomic consideration. So today we'll cover the aesthetic and ergonomic considerations, and then after this first module is over, then we have to do only design. And decision, for decision, I have already told you, you should know the manufacturing considerations, you should know the factor of safety thing, you should know the properties of the material, you should know the material strength, weaknesses, that is the properties of the material, and all the other things, thermal considerations or thermal aspects also. Okay, so let's jump into this topic of aesthetic considerations in design. What do you mean by aesthetic? Aesthetic means the appearance of the product. So it were the days earlier that for particular product, say for example anything, you can consider the spectacle. Okay, there used to be only one design for the spectacle, only one design for the spectacle, and everyone is to purchase the same. So you would have seen people wearing the same type of spectacle everywhere. Okay, so it's not that there were different designs of spectacle. But consider the spectacle nowadays. You have different designs in spectacle. The shapes are changed, the material is changed, then the frame, the appearance of the frame is changed, and there are a lot many things. So it this talks about the aesthetic. Now, if you are asked to wear a spectacle, if you are asked to wear a spectacle, the olden day spectacle, then probably 99% of the people may not use or may not like to wear those type of spectacle. Okay. So that is what comes with aesthetic. Is it that those spectacles which were used in the earlier days and the one which are used today, is there any difference in the view that we see from the through the spectacle? No, there is no difference in the view that we see through the spectacle. Whatever the frame is, whatever the frame shape is, okay. But then we want something better than the earlier product or the existing product. So always people want something better. So this topic aesthetic consideration has been introduced in the design. So it is applicable to all the products that we see in the market, that you see in your home, that are purchased, right from the toothbrush, starting from the toothbrush to the car and everything. Aesthetic is defined as a set of principles of appreciation of beauty. It deals with the appearance of the product. So basically, aesthetic means appearance of the product. How does the product looks? If the product is good enough to, um, like it is, if the product is appealing, then the customer may buy it. Another example that I can give is, if you go to the departmental stores, then sometimes what happens is the product, you don't want to purchase that particular product, but only if it is looking good and you like the external appearance of the product, you will purchase the product. So some of the examples here are designer handle for can, aesthetically and ergonomically designed. Oil cans, okay, oil cans, say 5 liter 10-liter oil cans, however it designed, so there was input inlet from here, and then it was designed like this. There was a hole here, and we can hold the can here, and then we can pour the oil from this. Okay, same was used for coolant or lubrication of vehicle. Okay, similar type of can, 1 liter half liter can. You must have seen over the years this can have changed in a much better way. Okay, earlier there were this tin can. which had a hole here, and then there was a handle here. This was made up of sheet metal. Then it was changed to plastic, and in plastic also the design has been changed very much. There is a lot of change in the design, and it has been made aesthetical nowadays, and as well as ergonomical also. So this is the oil container. Okay, there used to be a hole here, and then you have to hold it entirely. You have to hold it entirely and pour it somewhere. And now, nowadays, you get it something like this, something like this. Okay, so if you are asked to purchase a can, what will you do? Will you purchase this can or this can? Obviously, the B can. Okay, and then you are not concerned when you are going to purchase a product. You are not concerned with what is the content inside. Is the content in A better than the content in B? No. The content is secondary communication. The first communication is the appearance. You must have been seeing the videos on YouTube. Okay, what you see, do you know what is the content of the video? No. But if you want to see a video on a particular topic, for example, aesthetic consideration, you want to see this video, then if the thumbnail of the video, if the thumbnail of the video seems better to you, then you will click into that video. But if the thumbnail is not better, then what will you think? ये वीडियो का appearance ही अच्छा नहीं है, तो इसके वीडियो के कंटेंट में भी कुछ अच्छा नहीं होगा. If you are given the choice of watching Doordarshan, and if you are given the choice of watching any other channel, obviously you will say that okay, Doordarshan is not good. We will see this. We will see this one, another channel. You don't know the content what are there in the Doordarshan or channel, or what are there in other channel, but you will prefer to see this channel which has better appearance than the this Doordarshan channel. So at any stage in the product life, the aesthetic quality cannot be separated from the product quality. Okay, this second sentence is talking about the customer. Which product the customer will purchase? The customer will purchase a product which is better in appearance. But if you read third sentence, it says that at any stage in the product life, the aesthetic quality cannot be separated from the product quality. The aesthetic quality and the product quality should not be different. It should not be like that the appearance of the product is good and inside the product there is nothing good. Okay, so it should not happen. Then that is not a proper design. Any product available in the market can fulfill the functional requirement of that product, but today the requirement of customer has changed. So I have given you an example of this oil can. Okay, so even the oil in this can and oil in this can A and can B, both will satisfy the functional requirement. What you need is oil, but then today the requirement of customer has changed. Customer wants product that are appealing, that look are only sold, or they have sellable value in the market. So in earlier case, earlier days when this product were designed, when these products were designed, that time aesthetic and ergonomic considerations were not at all taken care of, because there were very less products available in the market and people were forced to buy those products only. Okay, the ambassador car. Okay, that was the only car available in those days. So people used to purchase those that available particular available car only. Nowadays people have options. So people now think, or the customer now think, that which product should I buy? Okay, I will give 10% to aesthetic. I will give 80% to the interior, that is the design and all other things, and 10% for cost, something like that. So now people have option. So today the requirement of customer has changed. Customer will think from 360-degree point of view. They will not think only okay ये available है, हमको यही purchase करना है. For example, taking admission in any college, you have number of choices. Student have number of choices now to select any college. Earlier it was like admission मिलता नहीं है, जो मिलता है वो ले लो. So this is the difference. So same thing has come in the aesthetic consideration. So if I tell it in one word, then what we can say is showbaji. Generally we use the word in the slang language showbaji. मतलब जिसका शो ज़्यादा है उसका माल ज़्यादा बेचा जाएगा. Okay. So that thing is very much true when you are taking care of design of any part. Now you can see the DMart trolley. And earlier there were baskets to hold the whatever you are supposed to purchase in the mall. There were baskets. Now DMart then introduced trolley, so you do not have to hold it in your hand. You can keep it anywhere. It's easy to move from one place to another place. So that is something which has been new introduced. Then mobiles complicated and easy. There are some mobiles which are complicated in operation, and there are some mobiles which are easy in operation. That is user friendly mobile. Then same is with ATM. Variety of products are available in the market having the same quality, durability and cost, but the one which have a good look will attract the customer. So this has been, I have been telling the same thing to you. There are a number of products, even there are products where people will not think of cost. Okay, if it is a costly product but if the appearance is good, then I will go for that product. This is the tendency of the customer nowadays. Now see, for example, there are some examples for you. So this is the old traditional type of mirror. Then came this design, then this design, and there are a lot of designs available in the market. Okay. So earlier people had only one option, the ये square shape का ऐसे ही mirror purchase करना पड़ता था. But now there are various options available for the customer, and customer will obviously not go for this traditional old one, old look type of mirror. This is just an example of one product. Then there is another product here. You can see the refrigerator. Okay, the earlier olden days refrigerator and the nowadays refrigerator. You can see this refrigerator. It is having a good look, and here there are flowers and something drawn on the refrigerator. Okay, this old refrigerator, it's like a dabba. Okay, a box where you it does even the colors nowadays, the colors which are given to the exterior of the refrigerator, they are also pleasant and appealing colors. Here arrangement for water and all those, that is given. Even the, if you think about ergonomic, then there are two doors nowadays, and there are handles given properly at proper location. So even if it is a child of say 10 years of age or 8 years of age, he should be able to open the fridge door, something like that. The external appearance is an important feature which gives grace and luster to the product and dominates its market or sale. Now, if you think that customer purchase only the product which looks good, the product which looks good, those clothes, if you go to purchase clothes, what you will see? Okay, कौन सा अच्छा दिखता है? Okay, how the color is, which color is there a dull color on the cloth, if the cloth that you are going to purchase is a dull color or is a bright color, something like that. So we as a customer also think that a product which looks good, and others should also comment on it, ah, it is looking good, we will also purchase a product which is similar to, which is like that. Okay, so external appearance is an important feature which gives grace and luster. ऐसा नहीं कि कस्टमर को चाहिए तो हमने डिजाइन करना चाहिए, that is one other thing, that is one thing. Okay, it has to be like that, but then it makes the product look good also. We also feel good with good product that we have. Okay, so it's not only that customer want it because the product should be designed like that. It is also that the product, if the product is good, if it looks good, we also feel good to use the particular product. Then appearance has power to modify the subsequent reaction of the user. That's what I have told to you now. It can modify the reaction of the user, appearance of the product. If the appearance is not appealing, the customer infer that even the design is poor. So the appearance should be true and equally honest. So if the product from the appearance is like नहीं दिख रहा है, अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, then what people will think, okay, इसका डिजाइन ही अच्छा नहीं है, दिख ही नहीं रहा है अच्छा, तो ये फंक्शन क्या करेगा properly. You can see there are various shapes of car available in the market nowadays. For example, the Ambassador, then the Alto car, and all other car. So people will think that the one which is good in appearance should be purchased. And if the appearance is not appealing, I was talking about this. If the appearance is not appealing, the customer infer that even the design is not proper. So the appearance should be true and equally honest. So this is a very important sentence. The appearance should be true and equally honest. ऐसा नहीं कि हम दिखा कुछ और रहे हैं और प्रोडक्ट कुछ और है. Yeah, generally what happens is when you purchase a product, that time the one who is selling to you, he will say, this is very good product, and you can see the appearance of the product and all other things. And actually, if you use the product, you will come to know that the product is not at all good. So we get reviews on many of the product when you purchase it online. Okay, it's because only because people purchase it because they feel it is good from the external appearance, and actually when they use the product, they come to know that the product is not at all good. So okay, for any product, there exists a relationship between the functional requirement and the appearance of the product. Now, if you talk about this, is there any relationship between the requirement of the product and the appearance of the product? Yes, there is a there is a relationship between the requirement and the appearance of the product. ऐसे ही जनरली कोई किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को ऐसे ये शेप दे दिया वो शेप दे दिया अच्छा दिखने के लिए, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. Okay, so you can see that there are various types of nets available in the market: mosquito net, then pigeon net, fishing net, vegetable net. Each net is given a different appearance, and depending on what is the functional requirement of the functional requirement of the product, each net is given a different appearance. Then the aesthetic quality contributes to the performance of the product, though the extent of contribution varies from product to product. So you can see red ball that is used in cricket, white ball is used in cricket. So if it is a day-night match, then it's better to use a white ball. If it is a day match, then like a test match, generally red ball is used. Okay, so that color of the ball is also has to do something with uh, the the contribution of the performance. Then the chromium plating of the automobile component, it improves the corrosion resistance. So the chromium plating is not done unnecessarily. It improves the corrosion resistance and also gives the good appearance out to the product. Then aerodynamic shape of the car improves the performance as well as gives the pleasing appearance. We must have seen the earlier vehicle, the earlier days vehicle. So how it were designed like this. Must have seen the buses, earlier days buses. It were just like a box, and nowadays you can see that it has been given some tapering shape from the top front, so that the air passes and the air drag is removed. It's reduced, not removed, reduced. So that aerodynamic shape is given. It's just given to the vehicle to improve the performance of the vehicle, and it looks good as well as compared to the earlier design. Then the hydraulic press has a robust body for rigid and strength. So if you look at the hydraulic press, okay, it looks like bulky and it looks like a robust body, and that is needed because if it is a press and the press itself is not having high strength in it, then it will not be used to hammer the material. It cannot hammer the material properly. So the external appearance of the hydraulic press and the function that it performs, it should match. It should match properly. Then the appearance should contribute to the. I think this is repeated. Appearance should contribute to the performance of the product. So I have already told you that the aerodynamic shape of the car will have a lesser air resistance, and it will result in less drag and less fuel consumption. Then appearance should reflect the function of the product. For example, water bottle size, which is a handheld water bottle size, then it looks different. And if it is a 2 liter or more than that water bottle, it has a handle so that you can hold it properly. Then the appearance should reflect the quality of the product. That's what I have already told you, that hydraulic press, the quality of the product should be reflected from the appearance of the product. For example, if the product is too slim and thin, and then we are using that product for a heavy application like hammer blow, and the hammer looks a slim hammer, then what will happen, the hammer may not be able to perform the actual work. At least the first impression would be like that. So the appearance of the product should reflect the quality and should reflect the performance, how it will perform the operation. It should be reflected from the appearance. Then the product appearance should not be at too much of extra cost unless it is a prime requirement. So as a designer of the product, you should not invest much in the appearance if it is not needed. Just for appearance, if you are giving say 60% or 70% weightage to the design and all other things, and if you are giving 40% weightage to the appearance, and that 40% is increasing the cost of the product, then uh, it may not be a good design. There are other competitors also available in the market who are selling with less aesthetic value but in good product. So you should not invest too much in the appearance also. You of course you have to invest in appearance but not too much of extra. Appearance should be achieved by the effective and economical use of the material. Now as far as possible, the material that is available should give the appearance to the product. For example, if you want to give a shiny look and to the product, then instead of using say cast iron, you can use aluminum product made up of aluminum, if the design allows you, to do that. Okay, so by that what we are doing, we are using aluminum as a surface roughness. The surface of the external surface of the aluminum is shiny as compared to mild steel. So if that is the requirement, then and if it can be satisfied by the design, if you can change the design by that way. I'm just giving an example. There can be something different also that can be used, but if that is possible, then that can be done, so that there is no need to again paint it or something like that. Appearance should be suitable to the environment in which the product is used. Okay, it should be uh, along with the environment where the product is to be used. It should not contrast to the appearance of the appearance of the product should not contrast to the environment. For example, if you want to use a product in a bright light, and if you are using a product which is also shiny, then the shiny product may not be good. If you are using it in bright light, then then in that case you may have to use a contrast color, something like that. Then regarding color, the proper selection of color is important. That's what I was talking now. The color choice should be associated with the application of the product. The present color will give direct attention, interest in the product, bring memories, and eliminate fatigue. For example, if it is danger or if it is representing something hot, then the color use should be red color. If there are possible chances of danger, then it should be colored orange. If you are talking about caution, then you should use yellow color to the particular area of the product. Then if it is safe to operate, then you can use green color. If it is cold, you can use blue color. If it is dull, you can use gray color. So these are some of the recommendations of color, and we generally see that this is followed when the product is purchased. There are some examples regarding to color. The first is the newly designed local train in Mumbai have pleasant color than the traditional old local trains. If you have compared the old local trains and the new local trains, then the color is pleasant and there is modification in the color as well. So that looks pleasant to the people. Anyway, people have to travel कोई भी local train आने दो, but then it looks pleasant. Again, it's airy also. The new local which is designed is airy. न्यू मतलब लॉकडाउन के पहले की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, बात की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. द local is more airy, there is more space for people to stand and something like that. But in this point we are talking about the color, so it's more pleasant as compared to the old local train. School, hospital, etc. are painted white or white and light blue to explain the silence in the hospital or school. We need silence. So generally the color use is like this. You will not see red color or any or bright or any dark color used in these places. So that I have already told. Red color indicates danger, hazard, hot or stop. Green color is used to illustrate safety, as in traffic signal or push button, or to show relationship with nature. So in traffic signal also you must have seen green color means you are allowed to go. Or somewhere on the machines there are push buttons where green color indicates okay, you use the green color to start the machine or switch on the machine. Then you can see the frontal area of locomotive or earth moving equipment or the ram of power places are generally painted in yellow color with black strips. So yellow color with black stripes, it indicates that it is the hazardous part. Even the locomotive, the cranes which are moving on red, you can see color something like this. Then in some household appliances, parts are chromium plated for corrosion resistance. So this chromium plating is done for corrosion resistance, and it's not for pleasing appearance, but then it's all the purpose of pleasing it's all the purpose of appearance also, so it looks good. So here you can see that the advantage of chromium plating is taken for the appearance of the product. So both are satisfied. Then by proper use of color, product can be made to appear more expensive and more appealing to the customer. So if you are using proper color, then the product may look good, and the people and customer may tend to purchase the particular product. So these are the aesthetic considerations regarding color. So these are separate questions. How the question can be asked in the examination? The question can be a combined question, write short note on aesthetic consideration of the product. Then in that case, you have to write whatever knowledge you have in one paragraph or two paragraph. Okay. But if the question is specific aesthetic consideration regarding color, then you have to talk more about color only. If the question is regarding surface finish, then you have to talk about surface finish only. So if I'm talking about surface finish, if you want to purchase a product that has good surface finish, obviously you will purchase that product, and the one which does not have a good surface finish. If you are purchasing uh, a mobile phone and there are burrs on the mobile phone, okay, then you may not trend to purchase that product if you are actually going and purchasing. And same is the example with the clothes. When you purchase clothes, if it doesn't feel good to your hand, whatever thought you have in your mind based on that, if it doesn't feel pleasant to your hand, then you may not purchase. Generally you tend to do something like this when you purchase any cloth. Okay. So surface finish is a criteria when the product is to be touched by some or other part of the human body. When is this criteria? When we have to touch the product. For example, handles or levers. And handles or levers, if you are holding it in your hand, then the surface finish is the criteria. Mobile phone, pen, chair, table, handle, handwheel, lever, spoon, glass, panel cover, etc. These are the parts which are to be touched by human body, and accordingly these are to have good surface finish. Then it should be very smooth, and so that it is convenient to handle the product. If it is not smooth, then the product cannot be properly handled. Then in some applications, serrations or slot or knurling is provided to grip the part without loss of surface finish. So this is required. Serration or knurling is required in some of the parts which are to be held by hand and rotated. Then in that case, you have to use serrations, and that to be without loss of the surface finish of the product. Then surface finish, though not an important factor when eye is concerned, but when touch is concerned, the surface finish is very much important factor. दूर से देखने के बाद surface finish अच्छा नहीं दिखेगा, but when it comes to touch of the product, then in that case surface finish is a important factor. A wheel having burrs may harm the operator. Okay, so it comes देखने हैंड व्हील हाथ को देखने के लिए अगर आंखों से देखोगे तो okay, हैंड व्हील, but if it comes to using and there are it's not properly, it may have burr or it may not be convenient to hold in your both the hands. For example, steering of a car, and it is rectangle or square, then it may not be proper to hold in your hand. So that is circular in shape. Okay, I am talking about the cross section, not the this shape. No shape and size. Shape have certain proportion makes a greater appeal to the eye. Shape is most appropriate to functional requirement because it comes ahead of all the other considerations. अगर हम प्रोडक्ट कोई देख रहे हैं तो दूर से हमको प्रोडक्ट का शेप दिखेगा, ना तो उसका सरफेस फिनिश दिखेगा, ना तो उसका कलर दिखेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, देयर आर 3 vehicles parked, and from a distance also you can identify okay, this vehicle looks big in shape, so this may be say if you are looking at the length, then it may be Ertiga or it may be a small vehicle better. So looking at the shape of the product, you can say, okay, this is truck, this is car, something like that. So we are not comparing here between truck and car. We are comparing with between the same product, say car, truck compared to the truck, and so on. So shape comes first when you are looking the product from a distance. The shape of the of the control element like lever should be in conformity with the anatomy of the human hand. So that's what I have given the example of the steering wheel cross section. The hand wheel thickness should be such that average worker could grip it, or else a handle should be provided if the starting friction is less. The shape of the component should also be aesthetically pleasing. So I will show you some shapes of the hand wheels also in the coming slides. Some shapes that require corners should be rounded off for better look and for safety. If there are corners, then the corners should be properly rounded off, should be given a curved shape so that it's convenient to hold it for a much period of time in your hand. And it also, if there are some burrs, the burrs should be removed, and it looks good also as compared to the square shape. Size is important aspect when product is required to be handled frequently. So if you are using it for a longer period of time, then size is the important aspect. When the product requirement is rigid and sturdy in nature, the size should be large. I have told you the example of the press, hydraulic press, pneumatic press. Okay, it should, from the product size should tell, okay, it should be, it will be able to satisfy the requirement. Then coming to symmetry and balance. Most of the life forms in the nature are approximately symmetrical about at least one axis. So most of the products are symmetrical. Human eye is thus conditioned to see the things which are symmetrical. We like the product which are symmetrical in nature, and we reject asymmetrical product in the that are available in the market. Hence, in many products, symmetry about at least one axis improves the aesthetic appearance of the product. So you have to keep in mind when you are designing a product that the product should be symmetric, and as far as possible, or in most of the cases. However, whenever functional requirement demands asymmetry, balance in the product improves the aesthetic feeling. Sometimes it's not possible to make a product which is symmetric. Then you have to keep the balance between the various knobs or buttons that are provided on the product, so that it, even though if it is not symmetric, it is balanced. That both the hands should be able to use the levers or whatever it is. If you are talking about lathe machine, you can see that in order to use the lathe machine, some parts can be held by left hand, some parts can be held by right hand. So they are situated like that. So lathe machine is not a symmetric machine. If you talk about axis like this, it is not symmetric. But then it is done in such a way that the lever is on this hand. For example, if you want to remove the product from the chuck, then chuck is mounted on this hand, something like that. So you have to maintain the balance even if the product is not symmetric. Now you can see some of the examples here. This is ergonomically poor as control knobs are placed on either side of the panel. So both this control knob on these control knobs are provided on the either side of the panel. So ergonomically it is not good. So if this is a radio, so both the knobs are placed on this end, on this end, on the left end only, or if they are placed on the right end only, then it will not be ergonomically good. Ergonomical matlab, suppose this is knob here and this is another knob, so you will have to move your hand on this side to turn, or the knob to turn on the volume, or to switch between the channels, something like that. But if you are using both the hands, then it will be easy. Now this is asymmetric and unbalanced. So you can see bulk of the display mass is towards the right of the panel. So most of the things, so these are the buttons. You can see these buttons. Okay, they are, and these are some of the buttons. So some of the buttons are placed to the left, some of the buttons are placed to the right. But then this, you can see there is a lot of free space here. Okay, so this is aesthetically poor. Now, ergonomically designed means we can have these two designs. You can see Some of the knobs are provided to the left, some are provided to the right, here and here also, and the frequency you can see through this and something like this. So this is an example which is saying that okay, this is not that good, this is not that good, this is better as compared to the A and B. So there can be more designs which are better than this C also. Then continuity, a product should have good continuity. Continuity means I'm talking about uh, when it changes from when there are corners on there, when there are edges, for example spanner or something like this. So this thing you can see here, this is continuity, this is also continuity. Okay, this is a continuous product, but then this is poor in appearance and this is good in appearance. Also you can see here this corner. Okay, this corner here. Imagine that the spanner that you are holding in your hand, and that spanner is having corners, sharp corners. Then there are many things that create problem as far as the design is considered. Then there will be stress concentration. Second thing, there can be that it cannot be pleasing for you to look to your eyes. The third thing can be you cannot hold it properly because our hand is having a circular shape like this. If when you hold or grip the product, there is a circular, and if you hold a rectangular part in this hand, you may not be able to hold it properly and apply force like that. So there should be continuity. A good product, a product which has good continuity of elements is aesthetically pleasing. So you can see this second one is aesthetically pleasing as compared to the first one. Then proportion is concerned with relationship in size. So this is the spanner and second one is also spanner. You can see this will also solve the purpose and this will also solve the purpose. But then proportion of the size is not good in the first A, which is good in the B, in figure A and figure B. So this is also spanner is also, you can see here, this and this. Only this thing is used to hold the nut or bolt. So that is here also. But then this is not solving the purpose properly. This can solve. So the size should be have a proper proportion. The product which is out of proportion is not aesthetically pleasing. So you can see the first one and second one. Both serve the same purpose, but neither it is ergonomically good nor it is aesthetically good. Now there are ergonomic considerations in design. So quickly I will complete this also ergonomic considerations. Ergonomic is, so what do you mean by ergonomics? It is defined as the scientific study